Welcome back
Welcome.
to Bear Cub and the Beast.
This is my bear cub Paul.
And this is my Beast Renan. What? Yeah, and we're back for episode 3 now.
Yeah.
Episode 3. Yep.
3?
3.
Alright.
Absolutely.
3, right.
So, how is everything going?
Well, it's been a hard week.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we're just in the middle, really. But long day, a lot of work in the kitchen, a lot of people eating.
Yeah. I hate people eating.
Yeah, I don't understand eating.
What's the point of having people eating?
You just go to the toilet after that.
Oh my god.
What? It's like a repeating thing.
But you are a chef.
I am a chef.
So you've had a hard
Am I really a chef? I'm not a chef. I'm a cook.
You are not the chef, but
I'm
you
not
are
the
a
chef.
chef.
I don't think I am
You're
a chef.
sous chef.
So I'm not a chef.
Which means that you are under the chef.
Well, I was a chef. It depends, really. It's a long story.
You were under the chef.
I am.
Although, to be fair, you wouldn't want to be under that particular chef. Lovely as he is.
He is lovely. He's very nice. He's a very nice person.
Yes.
Well,
He's got a great personality. No, he's lovely. He's nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you've been working hard,
I've been working hard.
which is why you've got smelly feet.
I have smelly feet. Yes.
It's not that bad.
Well, cook shoes are not the airiest of shoes, you know? Like, it's made of rubber. There's no breathing space.
And we live in a hot country.
It's a hot country.
And you're like in the basement, basically.
No, it's not a basement, but
kind of a basement.
there is water involved, you know?
But it's kind of a basement. The only thing that stops it from being a basement is the lack of, like, a sling. It's not that kind of basement.
No, it's not. It's definitely not a basement like that. I would cook in a basement like that, but...
That sounds like a really good range of pies.
Okay, that went to a completely different subject.
I'm just saying, a good bear pie could potentially be having, like, you know, a cookout / like...
basement /
barbecue.
You
We
can
could call it spit roast.
But you can have a barbecue in the basement.
You can have a spit roast in a basement. Anyway,
Wow.
I'm sorry. Let's move on. So today we're talking later to someone who's quite a big person in the bear community here in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, I'm sure he's been to a basement or two. Eating. I don't know what you're thinking. Eating.
But he also works with you in the basement, in the kitchen. Sorry,
he's
in the
working
kitchen.
with me in the kitchen. Yeah, he was looking for a job. I had an opening, so. Wow, it's like. Okay.
I know, but you are leading me into these. I'm not saying anything.
So
Okay.
I just had a fight with another cook, so I kicked him off. So I had a free job opening.
So we're going to be speaking to him later.
Yeah.
He's been on the bear, like he's one of the OGs from the bear community in Tel Aviv. So
Yes.
in Israel, really. So we'll be talking to him. But before that, we are going to bring in our topic of the week. So, topic of the week. This week, I wanted to talk about...
The elephant in the room.
Well, I wanted to talk about being a bear, becoming a bear, because you and I have very different stories in terms of... We kind of hit on it in our first week, our first episode, but we have really different stories about how we end up part of this community.
Yeah.
I am quite recent in beardom, really. Like, I was quite... Yeah, although, yes. So, like, I was always kind of vaguely part of it on the outskirts, because I always quite liked bears, but I was never really a bear until I kind of met you. So, like, in terms of that, my whole experience is kind of different. I'm recently 40, I'm recently bigger and kind of stockier after being sort of skinny all my life.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing in a lot of ways, because like the demographic of people who suddenly come up to me and start talking to me, who, like, when I first came here, for example, 3 years or 4 years ago, the same people, like, there are people who vaguely ignored me. And since I kind of got older and put on a bit, like, had a bit of a belly, and I sort of...
Really?
Like, people come up... Yeah, there are people who now will, like, come up and be like, oh, hey, how's it going?
It's really weird, because I always have the feeling that slimmer, you know, twinks, and
will have more luck.
Have more luck. Yeah,
no.
Yeah. I never thought that bears are like in the top of the food chain, let's say, but
no, I think absolutely. Like, I can tell you that, like, even recently, so I don't like.
I guess it's the experience, what you grow up in, and because you grew up skinny and I grew up chubby, so I guess it's like different experience through all of our life.
Because you kind of always were a bear even before you knew what a bear was.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I was in a relationship. I didn't have a beard. I was chubby. I didn't like the way that I look, because everybody looks for, well, not everybody, but most people, I felt that they were looking for slim guys. And only after I broke up with this relationship, I grew out a beard, and I met this guy that he introduced me to the bear world. I didn't know that there are bears. I didn't know there is a community of bears. And I used to wear like very big shirts and big pants and like cover myself, and he like took me out of this. He like took me shopping and told me to wear tighter clothes and more comfortable, and this is how like I knew about the bear world. And since then I'm happier, I guess, and more accepting. Like, my first experience of the bear world, really, because back then in Israel it was just the beginning of the scene. It wasn't something that it is known. So the first time for me felt like an attractive bear was when I went to Madrid to the Mad Bear, and there were like people looking at me and smiling in the street, and it was weird. I felt like Brad Pitt, like seriously, I never felt that way before. And since then, like, everything like grew, like, it's different.
I think it's really important, because it's a really important point of why the kind of bear scene, if you like, exists, is because, the kind of generic mainstream gay scene, which, I was in most of my life, really.
You were, and this is like how I felt.
Yeah, and it was like, and when I started going out on the scene when I was 15, which was in 1999, and I, would, before anyone cared about, in the UK, cared particularly about, like, checking for IDs. Like, they didn't care. But also, not only did they, it wasn't that they just didn't care. When I was 15 in 1999, I was like the only 15-year-old. Like, there were a few. There were a couple of us kind of scattered across, but most people were like 20, 21, so they didn't often have to check IDs because everyone knew. By the way, in the UK, the age to go to a bar or a club is 18. It's not 21. And so, like, I grew up. I was I was awkward and a bit gawky, I suppose. And I went to an all-boys school first of all, so there wasn't anything about girls, or I was never. I went to like clubs, as in like youth clubs and primary school. I was never like the one that the girls went after or anything like that. I never particularly thought that I was particularly attractive. Similar kind of thing. And then I went on the gay scene, and it's a bit creepy because I think I was 15, but like I went on the gay scene and I was young and pretty and skinny, and suddenly I started feeling like I was pretty. Like, I remember thinking to myself, wow, maybe I'm actually not. ugly and gross. And I think it's not just for people like that, like who was skinny and young, which, you know, I think what's good about the fact there are different subcultures and within the gay community is that different people do feel attractive with different people.
Types, yeah.
Exactly. So, like, you know, and I think it's much more acceptable now for some reason.
Also in Tel Aviv, it's like the bear community is bigger and more acceptable, and people liking more the subject. But sadly, I think that in every advertisement of any kind of gay party, and gay cruises and gay meetings and gay, always you see the same type of smooth, muscular, young type. You
But
never
even
see like someone that is. I'm not saying put the big bears, you know, like.
But why not put the big bears on? And actually, even on the bear scene, this is something that people talk about quite a lot. Is that even on the bear scene,
they will put this.
They will put the muscle bears.
Yeah, muscle bear.
Like, you know, are they the bears that they're trying to attract? Are they the people that they're going to get in? No, they're not probably. You know, like, and big guys are sexy, so put some of the big sexy guys on.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it doesn't logically make sense because the people going are not necessarily the ones going for the muscle bears. They're going for the bears. Or the daddy bears, or the cubs. So put different people
I just want to see like a variety. If you put like 2-3 guys on a flyer or stuff like that,
mix it up.
I want to see like the smooth one. I want to see the chubby one. I want to see the muscular one, and the hairy one. And did I tell you about this conversation that I had with a trans woman? And I had like this conversation about her, like about bears and stuff like that. And in the end, she said like a sentence that the whole conversation went great. Like, but the last sentence was like, "What does it matter? Like fat, slim, a monkey?" And I stopped her, and I'm like, "Don't say monkey, okay? With all due respect."
Yeah, don't. No, because it's something that people are self-conscious about, and
exactly, like I saw an advertisement about hair laser.
Yeah.
Like a woman actually hugging a monkey and saying, "Are you born hairy?" like what?
Get your hair removed, and it's so funny because almost like in the bear community, like. The amount of times I see someone going, "Do you think I should shave my chest?" And everyone goes, "Ah!" Like it's a hate. Like, I'm like, "That's a hate crime! How dare you suggest such a thing?"
Yeah, it's,
you know.
Yeah. It's no.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
The better. I don't mind smooth people
if they're smooth.
It's natural.
If they're smooth,
it's natural. Yeah.
But when you can tell that like it feels it's against nature, it's against God, and they're going to hell. You're going to hell. No, I'm joking. Look, if it makes you feel good about yourself, then it's fine. But I think personally, like, put down the razor, step away from the razor.
Unless it's your eyebrows, go for it.
Do you shave your eyebrows?
No.
Sure, if you like fucking Teletubbies, I guess that's cool. I'm not into kink shaming. You can do whatever you like.
I'm not into Teletubbies, no. Well, cool. The blue one, no. So tried, no.
Anyway, cool.
Yeah.
So coming up, we have Tidhar.
Tidhar Ben David.
Tidhar Ben David. Yeah.
He's one of the like influencers. How do you say it?
Influencers. Influential people.
Influential people. Yeah.
Cool. And we will be speaking to him right now. Now, if you are in the bear community in Israel and you don't know Tidhar Ben David, are you really even in the bear community in Israel?
Probably not.
Our big-hearted furry friend is one of the OG members of the bear community, and not only is he one of the best huggers on the scene, he is also always there to bring people together to promote his events and other people's events across the country. Hello, welcome to Tidhar Ben David.
Hey guys,
Yay!
thank you for the intro.
How you doing?
I'm okay, I'm fine.
Yeah. So I've known Tidhar for about 4 years, but you guys go back like way further, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we known each other. We talked about it like a few days ago. We known each other since 2010.
something
2000.
like that. I think even before that a bit.
Yeah, maybe.
But who who can remember? It's like 15 plus years.
Well, I guess when you get to a certain age, memory comes and goes a bit, doesn't it? To be fair.
Yeah, I guess so.
How did you meet?
Well, Tidhar broke a heart of someone, and I was there to pick the pieces.
What?
He broke mine.
Hang on, who broke whose what? What did he break? Who broke
It
whose?
doesn't
Oh, I
matter. We
was
met.
seeing someone. I was
Yeah.
seeing some friend who we will not mention now, but
No, don't mention
he wasn't
names.
getting any serious with me. He was doing like, he was a player and well, not a serious player, but he wasn't getting anywhere serious with me. So I took a step back and then I met my new boyfriend and then he met Ronan.
Hang on,
And after
really?
a few years,
So hang on a second. This
after a
is
few
not the
years,
story that I thought it was. So now I need some. I need
and after a few
a bit.
years, we get along, and I finally met Ronan, I think, and we all hang out together,
Well, the thing is
and it
that
was fun.
after the breakup that he had, me and the ex became friends. We weren't like an item.
Hang on. So whoa,
So
whoa, whoa, whoa. I just want to get this straight. So you basically home wrecked, like wrecked Tidar's home.
no, no, no.
No, 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 no. It was my decision to break that connection, and
So
I met the new guy,
was there
and
an
we
overlap?
had a relationship, very nice relationship for a few years.
So there wasn't an
And
overlap.
No,
no,
no, no,
no,
there
Come
and
wasn't.
on, boys, give me something. I need
no
juice.
overlap. No, no, no. There wasn't any juice. And I fed up with those unserious guy, and I just said, okay, I'm taking the weekend off, and I went to a trip with friends up to the north, and I met this nice guy, and we started dating, and I never looked back.
Okay.
And in
And
that
I
time,
was
he met Ronan.
and yes, and
Okay.
I
You,
was there to pick
you
up the
left to pick up
pieces.
the pieces, yes.
No, but we
And
became like
now, happy end now is
we're still best
yes,
friends,
yeah,
and
we're still
Who?
very best
Oh,
friends.
oh,
we are all
oh, hang on a second. Oh,
no names.
but I know who you're talking about now. This is not the
Yes, of
story.
course you know.
No, but this is not the story that I thought it was going to be. Okay. Oh, okay.
No, we did barbecue the last week. You were there.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
we
But that's
all
not what
get
I thought the
along.
story was of how you knew each
Yeah.
other. I thought there was a
Well,
different
Yeah.
story.
this what do you mean?
Now,
After like
Ronan claimed,
this is what I heard about Tidhar.
What?
Like I
Right.
haven't met Tidhar at the time.
Hmm.
The first time we met actually was in a pub called 2012
yeah,
at the time, and that was like the
which
first
was on
time. But
2012 or something like that.
no, the pub name was 2012.
You mean it
But
was
And
in
it
the year
opened on
2012?
2012.
In
oh,
Yeah.
2012. In 2012, in the year 2012.
Yeah.
okay. But in that time, like the feelings have already like passed,
Yeah,
and
sure.
everybody were friends, and but I was still angry at Tidal for breaking his heart
Oh,
because I was a
was
good
He was
friend.
messing with my heart,
hang on? So did he break? Did you break his heart? Why would you do
No,
that
I
to Dar?
didn't.
I can't
No,
believe
no.
that. I didn't know
No,
that.
he wasn't serious. He
Wow,
wasn't, he wasn't,
you're such
he
a
wasn't,
fuckboy, Tidar.
But
he was
when
in the
I met
closet
Tidal,
and, he was playing
Was
games
he?
with himself.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
Had
But
you met him? No.
but when I met Tidal for the first time physically,
Yeah.
I saw how sweet he is.
Okay.
And he didn't have a beard. He had a little more hair. He was skinnier, and he gave me a hug, and I was like, "Oh, he's
Well,
sweet."
Oh.
well, you are sweet. I
No,
love you.
no, you're sweet.
You're more sweet than
All
me.
right. All right. You're both
Everybody
sweet.
says
Jesus
that.
fuck. Okay.
Yes.
Everybody say that? Really? Really?
What does
Yes.
everyone say? Well, that
Yeah.
you're sweet. Everyone does
Yes.
say you're sweet. I'm not sure that they. I'm not
Yes.
sure that they
Everybody.
really know
Words
you.
love him.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. You're all right.
I'm fine.
I think you're fine.
I'm okay.
Yeah. He's all right.
I'm fatherly
Yeah.
figure.
Oh God, no,
No,
not
you're
me.
you're a
Not for me.
caring
You're not.
figure, a loving figure, a devoted figure,
Mm.
and
Go on,
although
go
you're
on.
very cynical, everybody knows that you really truly cares about stuff. It's not for nothing.
Yeah. That's
You're a
true.
sweet guy.
Yeah,
You look intimidating,
I
but
am.
once people know you, they see how sweet and wonderful you are. Really.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my friends said that you were very intimidating.
Really?
Yeah. One of my friends said that
If yeah,
he'd been here for about a year
well,
longer than me. So like, and when I introduced, he said, "Oh no, I've seen him around. Oh, he's really good looking. Oh, he's really hot." And I was like, I know, yeah." Like we started sort of seeing each other, and he was like, I've seen him around all the time, but I've never had the courage to go and say hello to him. He's always been really intimidating." And you're just like
A huge teddy bear.
yeah, you're
I don't
softy.
understand
yes, like a
people.
huge teddy bear. You're so sweet and artistic. And
Yeah.
and I remember sitting in that guy's house,
Do
and
you
you were
still have
living.
do you still have the picture of mine
Yeah, 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 yeah,
with the
of
fishes?
course.
With the
Really?
what?
Wow.
And I saw his
Fishes.
pictures, and I loved one of them, and he remembered, and he sent it to me. And I used to sleep with the picture over my head for years, for around
Oh,
8 years. Yeah, yeah.
wow.
And I love the picture.
Why did you
To
stop?
to fish, to fish, because I moved out, and the picture is now in storage. It's here with me. I'm keeping it. But
Okay.
it's like two fish on a blue background. Very sweet.
Is it kind of like your tattoo?
Well, you cannot really see the tattoo.
Can't really see the
Too
tattoo.
many hair. Too much hair.
So do like this.
So you can kind of see it, but not really. Yeah.
There is a fish here and there is a fish here, I think.
Yeah.
And there's a lotus and a wave.
So
Yes, there are lotus in the pictures.
you guys have basically been around. It's like quite early on in the sort of birth of the bear scene in Israel, right? Like pretty early.
Yeah, we were kind of pioneers, us and like a few, like five more.
What was okay? So how would you say it's changed since those
Well,
days?
I have to. Well, if I'm going to speak about this, like a brief history, I need to
Yeah.
mention a very good friend of ours who passed away this year.
Mm.
His name was Ami Pomeranz,
Yeah.
and he did a doctorate about the bear community in Israel.
He was Dr. Bear.
It's his. Sorry?
He was Dr. Bear.
Yeah, he was Dr. Bear. He done his doctorate in gender studies
Mm.
about the bear community in Israel. So he interviewed so many people, and he wrote the piece and his thesis. And then he did some lectures, and I've been in one of them. And like every single shot he had, oh, I was there. Hey, I remember that event.
Oh,
Hey,
really?
I was in that forum. Yeah, yeah, I remember when this group was still on, and it was.
Mm.
I think in the past 20 years, it started somewhere in the over the internet with the Tapuz forum and a few guys hanging around, meeting other people, because the bear concept is not coming from Israel. It's coming from outside of Israel, like
Yeah.
people that, grew up with the internet and felt like they are relating to the idea. They always look for the culture in America.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, sure.
they all hang around over the internet at first. And people that get close to the idea, started talking about it and getting together and meet other bears, through the community itself. And
Hmm.
I think in the past 10 years, it became more realistic. It came out of the Facebook, and we had a friend, Moshe Gabay, who started doing events at his house. He did rooftop parties, very casual
Very
parties.
nice that he had a rooftop.
And he said to me, and I won't forget it, there is a bear group on Facebook that we all friends at. Let's mingle them. Let's do like a rooftop party, very casual. Bring your own thing,
Yeah.
and it was very nice, very sweet, and it was the first time, I knew everybody from here and there, from the community life and from Tel Aviv, from Israel. And when he stopped, some people started doing parties after parties and lines after lines just for bears. And the Facebook group got larger and had more audience. More people got, into the idea. And it's nice, it's an open community, no organization handling it, just people that
Yeah.
volunteer and do stuff and call to people to come here, come there, and just organizing spontaneous events, which is very, very nice. All kinds of events, picnics and sauna nights, and I do the night swims in the
Mm.
summer, and
Well,
and
that's where we met
all up. Yeah,
because
we met at the
I basically when I first before I moved here, I did like a kind of a 5-day reconnaissance mission to try and find an apartment. And while I was here, I I went to Lima Lima on a Sunday. I didn't really know what was going on. I wanted to go out somewhere. I didn't know anybody because I came here. I didn't know anybody. And when I was there, I met a couple of people, like 2 or 3 people, some of whom I'm still friends with. Um, and one of them is part of the bear community. Um, and we kept in touch. And so when I came back, I moved here in January, so it wasn't happening. And so, but when it came to when did it start? It starts in May, doesn't it? End of May, so it'll be soon.
No, it started. We
June.
started June. It's a
June.
bit early, but it's the perfect time with the parade and pride
Yeah.
events. So we
The night,
started June
the
and
night
all the way
swims.
to September.
The night swims.
Is it not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the night swims.
Yeah, and I think, but bear in mind, bear in mind, it was also it was like Corona period. So like when I first came
Yeah.
here, I met a few people before I came here, but really I didn't meet anybody after that because Corona happened. So it was much more difficult to meet people. And so when he told me that there was this event going on, and I wasn't really part of any community because I'd only been here for, and it was after the first like really hard lockdown had happened, and it was really locked down here. And then this night swim, and I'd never heard of it. We went on the Thursday because it happens every Thursday. And it was just really nice. So I went there a couple of times, and I think I met you the first time I went there,
Yeah, I think
and
so,
that's
yeah.
kind of, and we've been together ever since.
Yes, we do. No, it was fun. We started we used to go there as friends, as
I think
sometimes during the summer.
I think it's the most successful
It
event
is.
actually that keeps going on every year.
It's the only
People
one.
like every time people still coming
Yeah,
and
it
coming.
became yeah, it really catches on, yeah.
And
We started,
people wait for it. Like they look for. I do.
yeah.
I'm like, I get to about now,
The,
and I'm like, when is it going to start again? Because I want to go.
Yeah, like every year, the first heat wave we get here, people ask me, when is the night swim's gonna start?
Yeah,
And like in June. And the fun thing that people already answer them. I don't need to answer those questions anymore. People already know.
yeah,
It starts in June. It's too cold. The
yeah.
water
The
is too
water is too
cold. The
cold.
weather is too cold. I
Yeah,
think
and the
last year
problem.
we had the rain at the night, the
Yeah,
first night we
yeah.
did it.
Well, the problem is that then it starts, and then the bloody jellyfish come, and that's a whole thing.
Yeah, usually
But
July
it was
is the
less and less
jellyfish.
the past few years.
Yeah,
Yes,
true.
yes. They just like
But it's
passing
always fun,
through in the distance, so there
But
are a
they
few.
get
But
the little stingies get you in the arms.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'm really bad in the water. Like before I came here, I
that's
basically,
not what he said.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can neither confirm nor deny anything that you're even insinuating. Um, I, um, before I came here, I basically had never been in seawater for probably about 20 years. Um, I hated the sea. I
Well,
never went in the sea. And the first time I went in the sea was at the night swim. I forced myself to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so that's the first. Well, because first of all, I knew. Listen, I have fair skin, so and I'm not really a beach person. Like in general, in life, I've never been a beach. When I go on holiday or vacation, I don't go to beach holidays. I've never done that.
oh,
Um, so like I didn't move here for the beach, you know, like that's not why I came. I didn't move here for the heat. They're like the two lowest down reasons for me to have moved. And so, yeah, I thought, yeah, like people were getting in. It looked like fun. I was potentially a little bit, you know, shit faced, drunk. And so
yeah.
I had confidence and I wasn't on my own and there were loads of people around, so I didn't have to be nervous or worried. And so I just did it. And it's the first time I'd been in the water for years and years.
And you are very friendly, so and you all the time go to everyone that comes
Yeah.
to the
Yeah, and
night
a
swim,
funny English
and you
guy
like
is coming around, the new
no
guy,
no
you
no.
know.
I mean,
And
not
and he
not
was a
necessarily
twin
to
back
him, but
then, so it was innocent.
it was more like, hi, yes, you okay? You over there? You good? Yes.
Yeah. No.
Oh, a good time to practice my English.
Yeah, I think I was when I first got here. There was like a swarm of people who just now no one cares. No one can be bothered talking to me. But people are all right talking to me for 10 minutes because I get to practice their English for 10 minutes, and then they like find it more difficult, so
No,
they just leave.
but usually when people come, you did go to everyone and
Yeah,
say hello to, like, and you're welcome them. So
Yeah, I like to be the
this is
host and welcome new
yeah.
people. Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
I think
it's
it's
very nice.
important to make them feel comfortable, you know, because I
Yeah.
know everybody. So it's easy for me to know who is the new guy,
yeah,
who is the person that it's his first time in the event. Much more easier for me because I remember the people, I know the people, and I see the guy in the background, like 20 meters away, you know, with this shy look, and he's like, you know, nervous, and he doesn't know how to, and he's so it's easier for me to come and like, come in, just join us,
I
listen
think
to us.
I think it's really good as well because like we've been to events and we've also seen like you know, I don't think all events are like that. I think, and sometimes you go to events and then you see afterwards people say, you know, they say, I went to this event and nobody spoke to me and nobody came over and nobody welcomed me. And I found that the scene here was really, really unfriendly. I won't be going back. And now I'm on my own because I live in some like village somewhere and this was my only opportunity. And, you know, and then I've seen people respond to be like, well, why didn't you make an effort? It's up to you to make an effort. And although I do part agree with that, like it's like the privilege of the extrovert to be able to say that, you know, like to have the kind of the confidence to do that is quite a lot in a room full of people to start talking to people
Yeah, but
if you're not used to it. Like do you know what I mean?
yeah, but usually the bear
Yeah,
community
of course.
is very friendly and very welcoming.
Hmm.
So if they will see someone, an outsider, they will welcome him.
Yeah,
It's not like regular parties that you go and there are like groups of people that and you just cannot
yeah. Get
enter to
in.
the group.
You
Listen,
can't.
I'm an introvert. Okay, I'm an introvert. People don't believe me, but I'm shy in my core, and I'm an introvert person. So I understand other introverts. So I
Yeah,
don't push them. I don't make them. I don't force them. I come and I sit and I talk with them. I don't push them to anything. I
not
just
always
give
in that
them a
order.
few tips,
Sorry.
and I just pay them the attention they need. And for me, just because I was in 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 those events that I know everybody and I feel welcome and it's kind of my family, my
Yeah,
second big family. So it's more comfortable for me to come and, you know, address other people that are introverts. And I think most of the bears are introverts because
yeah,
which this is why I like them. We don't like extroverts. We like the introvert guys. We are introverts in our nature. We are
yeah.
more shy, we are more clumsy, we are like more heavy, we study more, you know, we're in-house people, you know. So for me it's much easier to do that, and I remember my first time in XXL in London. Just a couple of friends just
Okay.
dropped me there, and I
Yeah.
was in shock. And it took me 3 or 4 beers to start talking with the other people next to me in the smoking
Yeah.
area. I was
Although
like,
people are friendly, even in London, in XXL. And they,
and
again, bear
yeah, after a
community.
few beers, you're like, hanging around,
Yeah,
and
like people
it's
will talk
fine.
to you.
It's
Everyone
fun.
will speak to you. It's not stuck
Yeah,
up particularly. I mean, listen, you always get some people who are stuck up, but generally in XXL and the rest of the bear scene in London, people are friendly. Um,
yeah, very friendly.
so what's your okay? So earlier today we were talking about how we became bears, if it is as it were. And when I say that, I don't necessarily mean. I suppose I mean how each of us found the bear scene and sort of started to identify more with the bear scene. What's your story when it comes to that?
I think I started in the 90s over the internet when I was a teenager, and I realized I like more mature, more hairy, more built, more biffy kind of men's, and not the twinky, smooth, whatever, more like young kind of types of men. And
Mm,
and I think like everybody that I've been watching, entering the community, they start with the definitions. And I saw it on the internet in the 90s in some website, polar bear, chubby bear, all this funny definition that for us today it doesn't really matter. It's just for the fun of it.
yeah.
And for new people, it's kind of makes sense to put all these types of people under these categories. And it doesn't really matter because we all fall in some other category. Am I a bear? Am I a cub? Doesn't even matter. But
Mm,
I think for me, what do matter is your passion for the community, for the bear community, your personal involvement and the willing to be involved in that, because it's if you like those kinds of people, the bears, so you want to be part of them, you want to be surrounded by them, you want to talk to them, you want to meet them, you want to date them, you want to fuck them, and it's fine, and that's how you become a bear.
hmm.
And it doesn't matter if you are a bear. We have a lot of chasers. Israel is not full of bears. We have more chasers than bears. And
I don't like the word chaser. I'm going to say this now. I don't like the word. I find the word chaser a little bit gross. But I'll tell you why. Because I suppose when I was skinny, or when I was skinnier and younger, and people called me a chaser, it made it feel a little bit like you were labeling me as having a fetish. It felt like chubby chaser is where it comes from, right? Chubby
I know,
chaser,
I know, I know the story. And,
and
and
I
we have
find
the
it,
debate
yeah,
over, does a chaser have to be a twink or not? Because
yeah,
everybody that likes bears is
no,
a chaser. But it
mm,
became this term
yeah,
to describe people that are not bears who likes bears,
yeah. I
which is
prefer. I don't think
nice.
you have to be a twink. I think you're just not there. Um, But I think I prefer the word admirer personally, but now I'm not one. I suppose it doesn't really matter as much. But when I was one, I found it kind of
But
yeah.
you can be an admirer like of bears while you are a bear. I don't think there is.
No, that's not really what it means,
Why
though.
not? Yeah, I know what it means,
It's not what it
but
means.
like Dara said, like everyone fall into a category.
I think categories help in a lot in some way, and they're fun. Do you know what I
Can,
mean? Like it's only
can,
the same as twink or daddy or twunk, or in England we used to
Well,
say chicken and chicken
you
hawk.
you're one of the person that became a bear, in the past few years with your
Yeah,
man, with his food, with
yeah.
his over pampering of food. He's a kind of a feeder.
Stop
You
blaming
gain
me.
how much? How
Well,
much kilos since
I have
you
to, I
you
have
you
stuff on
started
the
I
dating
farm,
don't
him?
use
but
I don't use scales. I don't use the scales.
I remember you as a twink, and I was like, okay, he's British, he's cute, but he's a twink. I cannot be
Yeah.
seen with a twink.
I was saying before, it's really interesting how since I got a bit of a belly and and I wouldn't say it wasn't a conscious thing, but I'll tell you the why, because I put on weight before in the past, and my ex is vaguely, who I will not name, but is kind of vaguely evil and manipulative, and would say things like, oh, don't worry, babe, I'll still love you even if you put on some weight, right? Which is one of those things where it's like you're saying something nice, but what you're
Yeah.
saying is you've got really fucking fat. Like, do you know what I mean? And I don't like it, but I'll love you even so because my love for you is strong enough for you to be disgusting. I'll still love you. You know, like that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
And
I did the opposite to my ex, and I said to him, listen, if you lose weight, you won't look as good as you
over,
are
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah. You'll be all fluffy, and I don't want that.
yeah.
I want
Well,
to cuddle you.
but but I tell you, but what's interesting, being like more into in the bed, when I put a bit of a belly on, it was I was saying before, like it's funny who suddenly appears. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like suddenly, all of these people are like, "Hey, Paul. Hi, hi, beautiful Paul. Hi. Oh yeah, you look great, Paul." It's like, fuck off.
Who
You didn't
are
even
they?
know my. You didn't.
I want
Lots of
names.
people. You didn't even know my name 6 months ago. You didn't know my name, and suddenly you're like, "Oh hi, you're the British one. Oh yeah, we love
And I
you.
didn't
We
get
love
any.
you."
I didn't get any thank you note from you, and I didn't get any present from
I
you.
thank you every day.
Yeah.
I thank you and I thank God.
Mm. It's just eating the stuff again.
Yeah.
Well, when I
Cool.
was a teenager, I thought I'm gonna be very hairy because of my origins and shit, Middle Eastern, genetics. I thought I'm gonna be hairy like Conan. And I got to my 30, and then I realized, oh shit, I don't have any back hair, and I'm not well built as I thought I would be, or something like that. And it's strange, So I'm not yet a bear even. I
Mm.
have these small patches of white, so I'm not a daddy yet,
You have a
Yeah.
full-grown beard. It's
Yeah, your
good.
beard's
Now,
cute.
yeah,
You've got a good
When
beard.
yeah,
you when
it
you
was
were
longer
younger,
and
like
it
10
was
years
shorter.
ago, 10 years ago, yes, it was like patches.
Yeah.
I
No,
remember.
but I always had some some hair on my face ever since the army.
Yeah.
But then I just let it go a few years, like 10 years ago. I just let it go and let it grow until
Let
it
it go, let it grow.
get ugly and messy. You can see my Facebook from a few years back. And then I started cutting it, and it got nicer.
Mm.
Now I really like it.
Yeah.
You know.
I've tried a couple of times to grow this a bit longer, but if it gets any longer than this, it kind of starts spiraling out of control.
Yeah,
My hair is actually quite curly. I don't let it get much longer than this because it starts to go like this is nice, and then like in 3 days it would go. But my beard is the same. It's like it's okay like this, but in like 3 more days
yeah.
it will just start being fluff and all over the
Oh
place.
no, he has hair.
Yeah,
Oh
well, but
no,
that's
so
that's
terrible.
the bad
You
period.
don't want hair. What? What's that?
That's the bad period of growing hair. You need to let it go. You go crazy, like you grow your hair and it's not long
Mm.
enough and it's puffy, and then after a while it just
No, it
starts
doesn't.
to be
It
to
doesn't.
get shape.
Mine kind of goes like, and it's not even like a Jufro. It's not even like like tight curls. So it's just kind of,
You
it's
just
not
need
good.
to toughen it.
I
When I
have.
grew my beard,
It ends up going like this.
I was in that bad time of a period when I was in Sieges. I was
Yeah.
in Sieges in the baddest beard I have because I
That's not
had to
good.
let it grow a
Hmm.
few more months, and then it would have become a beard, a proper beard. That was fucking Sieges. I looked awful.
Anyway, so well, look. So we're now going to move on to our next section, which is Ask Tidhar Anything. So I have some questions. You have not seen them.
All right.
We're going to go through them, and they're from our listeners. They're from people on social media and things like that. I did it anonymously, so I don't have any names or anything. Are you ready?
Yeah. I think you
Yeah.
told me why.
Question number one.
Tidhar,
What?
I've been texting and texting. Why aren't you calling me back?
That's not one of them.
Ghosted.
That's most of them. Actually, no,
When you ghost me,
there were quite a lot actually that were just like there was one that literally just said something along the lines of, "I think you're really sexy and hot."
Well,
You.
you know,
It was very
I'm
you.
very approachable.
Well, I don't even
And
know if
just,
they were. To be honest, I don't even know
just,
if they were from here. I think that they
I'm
were.
nice to people. When they start talking to me, I'm very, very nice.
Yeah.
You know, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I lay off people very gently, I think.
Yeah.
If they
From
don't
from
understand the message, then I block them. But
from working with Tidhar, I know that you just can just approach him and you can be cruel. He likes it. And
Actually, that brings me to my next
that
question.
is problem at work. He cannot punish me in any way he can imagine.
This brings me to my next question.
already, okay.
What is Ronen like as a manager?
Oh, he's very sweet. I love him as a manager.
Yeah.
He's very attentive. He's very helpful. He's very patient. You know,
Very
and I think as
patient.
a friend, as a
Very,
coworker, I think we
very
hit it off. Like
patient.
we are like, sorry, what?
Nothing. Carry
Very,
on.
very patient.
No, he's in stress. So as a friend, I have the privilege to, pick on him when possible, especially when he's in stress, which is fun. You have the ability to be yourself
Uh-huh.
and to
That's fun,
allow
is it?
open communication with your boss.
Yeah.
And
That's
I think
good.
the atmosphere is very nice. Like we shouted at each other, like he shouted me, I shouted him, he shouted me back, and I shouted him back, and then he tried to punish me, and I said, "Yeah, spank me, daddy." All this kind of shit. It's very funny. It's
He think it's funny, but
for
He's
him
like,
is he does not enjoy it.
he had a full
No,
head of
but I
hair
think,
before he started working with you.
well, ask him how am I as a worker? I
horrible.
always talk back. Because
The
I told him
worst.
I came there to have fun with him, and that's it. It's not my career. I don't cook. Ask him. I don't get involved with the gas stove. The first and last time I tried to do it, like the shakshuka was flambe, and he wasn't there, but it was so funny.
Thank
I was
God, lucky he wasn't
actually I was
there.
in the balcony and I saw from afar like a mushroom.
And one day I'll do it, and the fire extinguisher will lay off their thingies, and it will be fun.
And
Yeah,
then
I think do that when he's not there.
and then
Yeah.
I would say, okay, I will do the
Yeah.
shakshuka.
You fired
No,
the
I
shak-
find
You fired the
I
shakshuka.
find
Now
other
I'm
people to
firing
do
you.
that. I no, I'm trying to do my best, and I do other stuff than just do that.
Yeah.
And I think I'll get the confidence someday, or not. I
Or
don't
not.
care.
Good care.
Okay.
I care
So
about the work. I don't care about the cooking. Like, I don't care if I cook. I prefer that Samantha will cook and you will cook.
yeah.
You like it. You're better than in that than me.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm not a good
Um.
cook.
So the next question is: there's a rumor that it's good luck to rub your belly. Is that true?
Of course, I love it. I don't see how it's not a good luck to rub the belly.
No, but your specific belly.
Well, I'm very sensitive, so it is. I think so. Not many people do it, freely, but some people, most of the people goes for the beard,
Yeah.
not the belly, and other stuff when you know in other situation. But as
Huh?
as a platonic friendship, just hanging out with friends, I think most people goes for the beard
Mm.
and not for the belly. And I
I
really
think.
like people to come and approach bellies and pet them and rub
Yeah.
them, not just mine, everybody's.
I mean.
I once I can I once took a picture with a famous singer in Israel, and I was hugging him for the picture, and I pet his belly a little bit, and it was such a beautiful moment.
Now
I
he's
know
not.
he's gay.
Now he's not allowed within 500 meters of this person.
No, no, it was very sweet. I think it was very sweet, and I approached him very gently, and I think he liked it.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah,
And
why not?
another good thing about working with a friend, that you can do stuff which with others will be like a sexual harassment. And
Yes. And we always
and
stretch
Nothing says
like
the
friendship
I
like
really
a
don't
lawsuit,
understand
you
why
know?
it
Like nothing.
took him like half an hour to bend over and put stuff in the fridge, and I'm like, Tidhar, is everything okay? And he's like, what? What?
Yeah.
and I touch his button. Yeah, button.
Not
Squeeze
only
his
you,
button.
His
apparently.
bottom, his bum.
Yes. Also Samantha feel free. It make other people feel free with us.
And people say I'm intimidating.
Yeah,
Yes.
Seriously. Yeah, like one of the worker, a woman, just like plucked on my ass, and I'm like, Samantha, I'm your boss. You cannot do that.
And then she did it to me when I was changing clothes. I was taking off my pants and I
Oh
was
yeah, I
just with
remember.
underwear. And then I like, look, she did like this to me. It's like, Samantha, what are you doing?
Um. Okay. Cool. Next question. Are you single and what's your type?
What do you mean if I'm single?
I'm asking the question that someone
Well, it's
else.
very complicated, you know. I do,
Is it? Is it complicated? Ask me.
yeah,
Ask me. Ask me.
but you are in a relationship,
Exactly.
a
It's
committed.
simple. No. The answer's no.
Yeah, but
Tidhar,
I'm like,
Gone.
I don't have anyone who is we are like
official.
in a serious relationship, a committed relationship.
Yeah.
I do see someone, but it's very early and it's very gentle and it's sweet. I don't know what will be with that, you know, but I can say that a lot of times, you know, I'm not I don't know. I'm not it's very complicated because
Okay. It's
you always
complicated.
want a relationship, but not every relationship will work, you know?
Uh-huh.
And not everything is gonna work. And sometimes relationship can make you scared or make you feel not good. And
Okay.
I'm trying to keep my relationship organic as it can be. Like, you
What is
know,
your type?
do whatever we want, whenever we want, you know. I think a good relationship is that you wake up every morning and you choose to be with that person. Every morning you need to choose to be with that person. If
Did you choose
that
me this
doesn't work,
morning?
What?
Did you choose me this morning?
No, you woke me
I was
up.
just there, yeah.
You
I was
woke
just
me up.
there,
Like,
to be
yeah.
fair.
you forgot that I'm at home.
I actually forgot that he was there. I forgot that it was. I thought. I forgot that it. This
It's
happens
day
quite a
off.
lot. To be fair,
It happens a
when
lot.
I wake up, it takes me at least 3 or 4 hours to really process that I'm awake. And I would say 90% of the time, because most of the time I wake up and he's not there because he goes to work so early, it means that when he is there, I sort of turn the corner and I'm like, ah! Oh, it's you. Oh, yes, you live here. No, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
You know, but for a second, I'm like, ah!
Yeah, every morning that I'm not working, it's like waking up to like closets and huge laughter of like stuff that he's watching on the phone, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, because I've totally forgotten that he's not normally here. Anyway, cool.
And what is your type?
My type, I don't know. Bearish type, you know. Middle Eastern, Middle Asian, European kind of guys. Uh, 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 could be, I don't know, my age, more mature usually. I like silver daddies. I like bears. It's more about the chemistry, and
Cool.
and I like them hairy. I don't care if it's like naturally smooth, but I like them hairy. So I have a various types,
Yeah.
and I always say it's like the men from the street, you know, not the men from the posters. I like the men in the street, the workers, the businessmen, the whatever goes on the street, you know, in the car next to me. I can be, I can be relate, I can relate to so many guys, but men, you know.
Mm.
Wait a minute.
Not too young. I don't like the young guys, the exhibitionists, the party, whatever, you know.
And so,
The
talking
party
past,
crowd.
the last question that we have is, what is your favourite bear event and why?
Well, other than the night swim, I don't know. It's very hard to say because I like every event. Most like I like the picnic and the small parties that we have, and they're both good. Sometimes you want
Yeah.
to dance and have fun with friends and drink, and sometimes you just want to chill on the in on the how do you say deshe
Grass. The
on
lawn.
the grass with
On the
friends,
lawn.
and just talk with people.
Mm.
And I think we have many events that are like sometimes are private or just hang out with people.
Mm.
And I just love to chill with friends. And it doesn't matter the scenario, as long as it's friends. It could be at a house, outside, at the beach.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Cool.
barbecue,
So,
lunch, coming lunch.
And
great.
uh,
Are there any events particularly? Is there like one event that at the moment, if you could tell people about it, you want to tell people about?
like to do a promotion for something.
Yeah.
I think now what's going on is that we have the Grizzly events in the
Grizzly.
MASH Central, Allenby 38, 37, I don't remember, but you cannot miss it. It's just Ben Yehuda and Allenby. It's every first Friday of the month.
Mm.
Good friends of mine are having it. Just
Great.
a pub. We
Okay.
come there, we drink, we talk, mingling. It's fun.
Perfect.
That's the event that's happening now.
And where can people find you on social media and everything, if you want them to?
Good. No, they're welcome to. Yeah, of course. Tidhar Ben David on Facebook, Tidhar David on Instagram. Where else? I do have Twitter account, but I barely goes there or upload something, and I don't
Okay.
have a face, so it
Cool.
doesn't count. I do have a TikTok account I opened with my ex's daughter a few years when it was Musically, so it doesn't really matter. I don't post a lot. I think Facebook and Instagram are my favorite platforms, and
Mm.
Instagram, I just scroll all around the bears there. So
Cool.
it's
Great.
nice.
Well, thank you very much for all of your time. You can find us on our social medias on Instagram and on Twitter. Not Twitter, we're not on Twitter. On Instagram Threads, and what's the other one? Instagram Threads. So you can find us on our social media on Instagram Threads. You can find us at Bear Cub and the Beast LV. On Facebook and YouTube, you can search for Bear Cub and the Beast. You can email us at bearcubandthebeast at gmail.com, or you can go to our website, which is bearcubandthebeast.com.
What about Tumblr, Discord? Something for the newcomers.
And Twitch. We're not on any of those things. Cool. Thank you very much for everything.
You're welcome.
Coming on.
I love you guys.
And
See you soon.
Bye.